What's going on, everybody? My name is Jake and welcome back to more Pokemon Gaia. In the last episode, we made our way here to Eris City and fought what seemingly is one of the villainous team members here in front of the Eris City Museum. We have to deliver or ask questions to some guy named Herschel, who supposedly runs the Eris Museum, that can maybe translate the language of a tablet that we found in Saros Village. So without further ado, let's go ahead and enter the museum and see if we can find Herschel or what the villainous team is up to. So anyway, I only did one off-screen trainer battle, and I realized I kind of messed up because Joltik learned Fury Cutter, and I would rather have Fury Cutter over Cut, but I didn't want to forget any of its current moves right now. Like, I think Screech is really useful in the early game, when if you lower a low-level Pokemon's defense, you know, severely like you do from Screech, it can come in handy. And then obviously Thunder Wave's a great setup move, so maybe at some point I'll have to find the move deleter and then, you know, see if we can relearn Fury Cutter. But hopefully by that point we'll have some better moves anyway. Okay, well, it looks like all we really need to do... Okay, yeah, there's another team member. And here we go. They have the theme of Team Rocket, which is fitting because this is a Fire Red ROM hack. But they look like Team Plasma from Pokemon Black and White, specifically Black and White 2. So... Alright, level 15 Hoot Hoot, but we learned Shockwave in the last episode, so from that guy we gave the Harbor Mail to, and then he gave us a TM for Shockwave, which is like such a great move to get early on. We just gotta hope we survive this next move, if this doesn't take it out. But yeah, base 60 power stab attack that never misses at this point in the game has made Joltik so much more usable. Cut has been nice too, of physical stab. Bug type move with base 60 power, so yeah, we're shaping up much better here with Joltik. Has become much more usable in battle. And so it seemed like, because if I remember correctly, the villainous team member that we faced at the end of last episode had flying types, so maybe this villainous team uses a lot of the flying types? We shall see. To be honest, I really, like I said, I played this game years ago. I really don't remember much of it past like the first couple segments of the game, so this is pretty much all new to me to this point, or very, very rough memory of it. Okay, so it looks like we got a couple battles coming up. Let's go ahead and, well, let's keep Joltik out front for one more, because I want to see if they do have flying types as their go-to. I think one potion is good enough for now. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to him. How did you get up here? Well, you see, I walked up the stairs, each individually, using my legs. You know, I lifted my leg and foot up to each respective stair, and that's how I got up here. But no, I actually kicked your dumbass friend. So... Alright, so they don't just have flying types. Maybe it's going to be a hodgepodge, but... You know what's funny is that I was thinking of leading with Turtwig for this, but in any case, we'll be fine. Okay, yeah, the special attack just is not very good for Turtwig. He's using Harden, which will lower the damage of Razor Leaf, but I still think, well, it doesn't really matter if we don't hit. Okay. Wow, 1 HP. There we go. Alright, we defeated another mysterious creature. I only asked. Alright, we're starting to get some decent money too, so maybe I can save some of that up to pull one of our Pokemon out of the daycare. Seems like the levels have kind of spiked a bit, so let's switch Turtwig out front to make sure he's getting some experience here. In case we run into a boss battle, we're the New Elders. That's their team name, okay. It's not Team Plasma, as their design would fool you, but... Okay, perfect time to switch Turtwig out front, facing an Omanite. This will be quad effective, since Omanite is rock and water. Alright, let's try... Absorb to heal some HP. I don't know if this will be a one-hit, even though it's quad effective. Nope, not quite. Again, Turtwig's special attack just not nearly as good as his physical. But that's okay, because we're still going to two-shot it, so... I guess I could have kept Joltik out front because Rock does not resist electric types. So it would still do super effective damage, but Grass does quad effective in that case. Yeah, as you see, their attack way outclasses the special attack right now, and it will be for the rest of the playthrough. I only lost because there's a cramp space. Yeah, sure. Does he evolve at level 16? No, it must be level 18 or 17. And that is our main priority. Your help would be invaluable. So that must be Herschel. Already giving you my answer, it would not be prudent to ask again. Herschel, I feel I have not explained myself properly. Ma'am, the child I was talking about is here. Don't interrupt. It's clear I won't be persuading you anytime soon. Thank you for your time. We're finished here. Oh, we couldn't do a boss battle. Oh, good day, child. I presume you saw that. If you are curious, those people are ridiculous fanatics. I want no involvement with them. Hope you don't mind my asking, is that a Redwood card you have on your jacket? It is. How extraordinary. Charles, Professor Redwood is a good friend of mine. Is that he sent you here to find me? Arcantonal, the old language, how intriguing. I would love to help very well. I'll wait for you at the exit of Aero City. We can go together. I shall see you there. Alrighty. Before I leave, let's make sure we're not missing like an item or something over here. Okay, yeah, it's probably just... Yeah, it's all going to say the same thing. So we don't need to look at each of those. I love that you can run indoors on this. Because... we're not looking to be bored by the museum. Let's get out of here. Just in case we run into a battle or something. While we're helping out Herschel, let's go ahead and heal. So hopefully, I know we're in the really early goings of this, but I hope people are enjoying. Got some comments that it seems like the gameplay is pretty smooth and that the art style is awesome, and I agree. This game does feel really smooth, and like it's a little more visually pleasing to me than Glazed. We'll see how the story goes, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I hope you guys are as well. Are you ready? Yes, I am. Let's go. I assume we didn't really need to do anything else there in Aero City. Charles, it is great to see you. So you want this to be translated very well. Let's see. ... This is quite cryptic. I can only decipher the odd word. It seems to saying the Earth is waking up. Oh, it mentions Apex Temple here. Apex Temple, that's the temple at the peak of Mount Ignis, right? Rumor has it, the elders of Ortis stored their knowledge there. Maybe we can find some answers about the tremors from the temple. Gaia, the mystery unfolds. How exciting. You should head to Apex Temple. This means climbing Mount Ignis. This HM may help you in your travels. It is HM6 Rock Smash. Herschel, it has been a pleasure like always. Thanks for your help. Anytime, my dear friend. I'm afraid I must leave now. I have duties to attend to. Farewell, Charles, and our trainer. Did you not just hear him say my name, you dickhead? Let me show you how to use Rock Smash. Follow me. Awesome. Simple, right? That path should continue on to Nespine Climb. I'll go tell Coulter where to head next. Good luck, Gaia. Alright, so it looks like... yeah, this is where we need to go to progress the story, but I'm actually going to backtrack to Aero City and do some of the trainer battles, and also because, as anyone who has played these games know, Rock Smash is not a very good move. We need to see... oh, it's got base 55 power now. Our boy Zigzagoon's going to learn another HM right here. So now he's got Cut and HM, even though Cut... I went ahead and talked to Joltik because, I don't know, maybe that was a Gen 6 thing. It got changed to Bug type. But anyway, I want to go ahead and take this time to take out Whismur. Grown by 17, that's absolutely unreal. I don't know if we're revealed $1,800. Do we have that? Okay, we do. Cool. Here's your Pokemon. We got Whismur back from the daycare lady. So, it's gotta be what, level 19? So we now have a level 19 Pokemon on the team. As you see there, the stats still aren't very good. So I think I'm going to pass on using Whismur for the actual team. But I will keep it on the party for now. I'm going to go ahead and do this really quick. I'll leave Flabebe with the daycare just because I've always kind of thought about using fairy types. I know Flabebe is really good special defense wise, or maybe just both special stats are pretty good. So I'm going to leave Flabebe in the daycare for a little bit. I'm going to focus the training on our main 3 team members right now. Like I said, I've sold myself almost entirely on using Litleo for the team. Again, it's a Pokemon that I've really liked from playing Gen 6, but I haven't really ever used just because, you know, I've used some other fire types on my team in those games, so, you know. And right now we have generations 4, 5, 6 all on our team, so, you know, if we have up to 6 generations in the game, maybe we could try to get 1 Pokemon from each generation could be an option. That's where, like, maybe that Zubat we could come back to and grab for the team at some point, and that would be our Gen 1 Pokemon. But obviously we'll keep playing and see what other, you know, Pokemon we can find. And that's kind of the reason I want to backtrack to Era City, just because there's some trainer battles I might have missed in the northern part of it, and I'm guessing there's some more Pokemon that we can find there. Skiddo, I actually have a shiny Skiddo in my Pokemon X save file, which I've always wanted to attach to one of these videos, but I always forget. So maybe if I'm remembering by the time I upload this, I'll put that at the end. But yeah, it was funny because I was playing Pokemon X and I was like, I want to use Skiddo for the team for a grass type, because at that point I started with Froakie, and then I took, you know, Charmander when they gave you the Kanto starter, and I can't remember exactly who else was on my team, but I wanted a grass type, so I was like, I'm going to catch this Skiddo. And the first one I find, no joke, was a shiny. I was like, wow. I know that the shiny rate has decreased, like, I think it got cut in half if I'm not mistaken, but it's still like 1 in 4,000. But that was pretty sick. So I always have a special place for Skiddo in my heart, but obviously we already have a grass type on the team. No real interest in, and even if I didn't start with Skiddo, or not Skiddo, Turtwig, I wouldn't really look to use a Skiddo in this playthrough. Alright. We got a Schnubbable. I know Schnubble's like not a bad Pokemon, and obviously Intimidate's a good ability. I hate the thing's design, man. I've never liked Snubble, and I don't know. I would like to use a fairy type at some point, so maybe Flabebe could be an option, but even though Snubble is maybe, you know, better for battling and has a good ability, I just can't get past the design. I've never liked Snubble, the look of it. Yeah. I'm sorry if there's any Snubble fanatics watching this and I just shit on your favorite Pokemon, but yeah, I've just never really liked it that much, so I'll use it for, you know, an Intimidate, you know, scapegoat if we need to, but other than that, I'm good. Alright. No, my Pokemon! Yeah, you fucking loser. Alright. So let's go ahead and grab this item here, and then... oh, we get a revive. Very nice. Let's go ahead and walk around a bit and see what kind of Pokemon we can find here in Arken Hills. There's a Marill. Yeah, speaking of Pokemon I don't really like, Marill is one of them. I know it's probably a popular Pokemon because it was rumored to be Pika Blue or whatever back in the day, but... okay, Lotad, I mean... it wouldn't share any weaknesses with Turtwig, I don't think. So... that could be an option. That'd be a Gen 3 Pokemon. I know you need the Water Stone to fully evolve it. Let me walk around a few... I don't know, Lotad's like... I'm finding 50 million of them. Lotad's like an interesting Pokemon. It's got a good typing, but... I don't know. I'm not using a Pidgey. I use a Pidgey in Pokemon Crystal, and I obviously have a Pidgeot for when we do the Kanto run in that game. So, I don't really have any interest in using another one. I guess they would share a flying type weakness. Lotad and, okay, that's all there is here to, okay, well... Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on Lotad. I thought about it, but I don't know. It's not really... Again, not a Pokemon I like a whole lot. It's obviously got a unique type, so it's certainly... At least when you get a fully evolved Ludicolo, is a pretty solid Pokemon. But, I prefer other water types. I also just have this feeling that, we might get access to another, like, generation starter. Like, I don't know exactly which one. But, okay, these have to be trainers right here, right? I think I show Vincent my painting, but Eris Road, he didn't seem to like, but that doesn't mean I'll give up. Yeah, the way they're lined up, these have to be trainers. Let's go ahead. Yes, okay. Yeah, I strike twice for double the effect. But I guess we can do this line of painters and then, look to move on. Level 16, okay. I gotta put it. Okay, so that's why she had that little thing about hitting double. Alright, this is going to be a Thunder Wave, and again, this is why I didn't want to forget Screech, because I feel like this is such a valuable, setup combination here. And then now we can attack it ourselves, at least see how much damage we do. Yeah. And it can't even attack us, so... Again, I think I'd rather have Fury Cutter, but for now, we'll make do. Because I just didn't want to give up the Screech. I'm obviously not going to forget Shockwave or Thunder Wave, so... Alright, well, we're facing level 16 Pokemon. I will heal up here, just to be on the safer side. And... Shocker, but I'm going to do the exact same strategy here. Thunder Wave and then Screech. And she's also got a Smeargle. I'm guessing they all have Smeargles because they're painters. That would be... I guess a unique gimmick. Bullet Punch, okay. Yeah, what a terrible move to use. I believe that's Steel type. And Electric resist Steel, if I'm not mistaken, so... Oh, you cheeky bastard. Yeah, quick attack. Alright, he's going for quick attack, but he's paralyzed there. Man, Joltik has... Okay, Mach Punch, we're going to resist that with the Bug type. Is Bullet Punch Steel type, or am I tripping? I don't know. It might be Fighting type. But how Joltik has, become one of our easier to use Pokemon from at the start of the story, when it only knew, Thunder Wave, Screech, and its attacking move was Leech Life. I mean, we could use it for setup, but as far as actually taking out Pokemon, it was almost impossible. And now he's sweeping through level 16 Smeargles like they're nothing. I'll probably do the Screech and Thunder Wave combo, but then switch over to Litleo just to spread some experience around here. Especially because it looks like, at the end of this we might face the Art Master or whatever his, title is going to be. Dragon Tail, what the heck? And that makes you switch. I honestly forgot that about Dragon Tail. But, with Headbutt doing stab damage, I'm gonna really need the Screech. Man, we got the flinch and then the paralysis effect. Look at our team go, boys. Nice job. Joltik gets a level up. Electoweb, I think this is like his signature move. Yeah, it's just not better than Shockwave. I know it has the speed lowering effect, but I think I'm going to pass. Again, it's a move maybe later in the game we could look back to grabbing, but it's just... I'm not taking the... It's lower base power and it has 95% accuracy, which I've said this before, but if you're playing a Pokemon game and a move, especially if you're doing a Let's Play, if it's not 100% accurate, you can pretty much count it as 50% accurate. So I'm not going to use that over a move that has a little bit extra base power and never misses. Whipped up a Whirlwind. Okay. I don't really know where that move's going to go. But we're going to do our trusty combo here. Okay. Razor Wind, that did a decent amount. Let's see. Alright, you can go back to Litleo. Spreading the love around, people. Spreading the love. Okay, I think he's setting up a Solar Beam, but I feel like this might one-shot it. Almost. What is... These fucking Smeargles have crazy moves. Okay. Well, that was a big waste. There you go. Alright. So it looks like we have now reached the Art Master. I'm not going to take any chances here, even though we've been sweeping through his apprentices. Let's go ahead and heal up entirely. And let's go and talk to him. Good day, Challenger. You are no doubt wondering who I am. They call me the Art Master Vincent. Art is a curious beast, as it not some even the most simple painting can evoke a deeply personal response. That visceral, raw emotion is why I love art. I share the same passion for Pokemon battles. It is time to show me your true colors, Challenger. Let me guess, you got like 3 Smeargles. 6 Smeargles. Are you fucking kidding me? See, this is where Fury Cutter would be incredible here. Like, setting up a Thunder Wave on this first one and then outspeeding it. But, unfortunately, we gotta thug it out here. He is using Howl, which is a little bit concerning, because at least he's raising his attack. So now he does it again. 6 Smeargles? Are you kidding me? This is unreal. That's going to do stab damage, so yeah. A decent amount there. But we take it out. Almost get a level up. Fire Spin. That's going to do super effective damage. Not a ton. Unfortunately, we're trapped in the vortex. So what I'm going to do... Actually, I don't know if you can switch out with Fire Spin on, so... Yeah, okay. Well, that's a bit annoying. But nonetheless, we can keep going at it. Clamp, I have no idea. I didn't even know that was a move, to be honest with you. I'd like to keep Joltik, you know, up and going here, just to try to keep the Shockwave, or not Shockwave, Thunder Wave, Screech combo going as long as possible. But this might be his last Smeargle. We'll see what this next Smeargle uses and if we can survive and at least get down a Thunder Wave. Get the level up, so maybe we'll outspeed this next one. And we do. Okay, beautiful. Okay, that's a bit terrifying. Let's just attack it. I was thinking about maybe switching to one of our buffer Pokemon to eat some of those rollouts, but nah. Alright, definitely not going to go to Litleo. Let's go Turtwig here. And use a Razor Leaf. I feel like Razor Leaf might be good enough to take it out. Not quite. But we get the paralysis effect. Very nice. So how many, what is that, three now? Yeah, so we halfway through the Smeargle army here. I'm just gonna go Mega Drain. Are you fucking stupid? Just gonna go right after these last couple with Turtwig. Let's just hope maybe we get a critical hit or something with Razor Leaf. Or Leech Life, that does do super effective damage, but it's not going to do hardly anything. And there we go, we get a critical. And a level up on top of it. I'm trying to learn Curse. That makes it, unless you're a Ghost type, it lowers your speed. It lowers your speed but raises honestly, I'm gonna forget that over withdrawal. If I'm not mistaken, that sharply reduces speed but raises defense for everything other than Ghost types. And Turtwig's already slow, so that would be a better alternative to withdraw. Okay, I was literally about to say just no poison, and then we miss. Double whammy. Okay. Thunderfang. I don't know why you would go for that. Why did you have to miss that first one, Turtwig? Okay, Ice Fang. That'll do super effective. Critical. Oh, wow. And the poison takes us out. Wow. Alright. Fire Fang. If I'd have known that, I would have used Work Up. But, in any sense, we'll take it out and we'll get a level up, so... Worst case scenario, we got a level 19 Whismur to fall back on to take out the last Smeargle. And this one's only level 16, so... Okay, Stockpile. I know that's the one where, like, you can use Spit Up, which is an attacking move, or Swallow, or whatever it's called, and you can recover HP. Yep. This guy's a freaking idiot, man. The battle strategy. Wow, how about that? Alright, and one more Ember. And there we go. And we should get another level up out of this. Beautiful! Alright, I'm sure you guys are tired of seeing Smeargles as much as I am. Thank God that's over. Art. Pure art. Aha! That was a beautiful display. I am enthralled. I must reward you with something. Appears you have no room for this deposit book. Bro, you're gonna give me a freaking Smeargle, aren't you? You know what? I need to heal anyway before we end things off, so let me heal. Deposit the Whismur. Because if you are giving me a Smeargle, I think Smeargle does have better stats than Whismur, so if we have to use a buffer Pokemon, maybe it will stand up to a little extra. And it might have some better moves like HM purposes that I could learn, so... Let me get rid of Whismur. That's so funny, you just faced literally 10 Smeargles and now you're about to get one. But I guess if you're a fan of Smeargle, then variety of moves I can use is beautiful with me. Last time I was... Okay, if I'm truthful, I have no use for it. I'm sure it'll be far better than your Kipple Hand Trainer. And we get a Pokemon egg, so... Okay, maybe it's probably an egg for a Smeargle, but I guess we'll find out. I'll keep it in the party just to see. Because so far we haven't really had to use any of the buffer Pokemon outside of maybe 1 or 2 instances, but... Anyway, this episode ran a little long with those battles, so apologize for that, but I hope you guys enjoyed still. In the next part, we'll go back to Ceravos Village and go through Nespine Climb, as Professor Redwood told us to. Alright, so that'll do it for this part. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time for more Pokemon Gaia. Goodbye.